Hello, my name is Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about what I think season 2 of Bridgerton was better than season 1 of Bridgerton. At least personally for me. I don't know if everyone else feels the same way, but I didn't even finish season 1 of Bridgerton. I think I stopped maybe 3 episodes from the end. I stopped after Daphne forced Simon to have sex with her, but to come within her, because there was that whole thing where he wasn't coming within her, but he was also withholding that information from her because she was very sexually immature, or just not immature, very sexually, she didn't know a lot about sex and all that stuff, and that's not her fault. That's society's fault for not telling her. This is why we need sex education people. Point being, I didn't like Daphne and Simon's relationship all that much to begin with. The non-consensuality of all the sex took away a lot of the fun of the sex, which was very there's a lot, and I don't know, I just didn't really like the relationship. So I just stopped, and I just googled who Lady Whistledown was, because I don't know, I was curious. It's the same thing I did with Gossip Girl. I watched 6 episodes, and then I just watched the last episode to figure out who Gossip Girl was, and then pieced out because I didn't like Gossip Girl. Hot take. Point being, I decided, just out of pure curiosity, but also out of boredom, because I was training someone on my overnight shift. I work overnight at a halfway house. Everyone's asleep for most of your shift, and there's not always so much to do, especially when you're training someone and you're both doing all the tasks. You get stuff done very quickly. So we had hours to spare. So at 2 a.m. I was we had kind of talked a little bit about Bridgerton at the beginning of the night, just because the new season had come out literally that morning. We watched it 2 hours after it dropped on the Friday. We were we got nothing else to do. We both have an interest in watching season 2. Let's just do it. So we watched we binge watched 5 episodes on our overnight. Me and the person I was training. And then I finished the last 3 at home the next day. So I basically was done on the Saturday. Or no, I was done on the Friday. In the moment, maybe the show, maybe season 2 wasn't the shits. Maybe it wasn't amazing. It was not good TV. It wasn't good by any means. It was entertaining, though. I don't think anyone turns to Bridgerton because they're expecting the masterpiece and pinnacle of television. No, it's for entertainment value. People went to season 1 for softcore porn. I don't know what to tell you. There was a lot of sex. Season 2 had less sex, and I did not mind at all. Mostly because I was watching it with basically a stranger. And I also felt because they had less emphasis on the sex, the relationships felt more genuine and real. For me, Daphne and Simon felt like a lustful relationship, and I didn't see a lot of love, and that's totally fine if you want to be in a lustful relationship, but the show was telling me it was love, and I just didn't see that. Whereas in this season, I felt the love because they took their time and they didn't just rush into the sex, and I think that was the best decision they could have made. Just briefly talk about what I liked about season 2. I don't know why. I really just want to talk about it. There's some things I didn't like, but okay. First thing I liked, I really, really, really liked the love triangle. I usually hate love triangles. I usually will actively dislike a lot of love triangles, mostly because it is very obvious in the love triangle who the person's going to choose, and you can very obviously see that they're only in love with one person. And I'm not saying that wasn't kind of present in this love triangle, but the nice thing about this love triangle was that it added a nice, good amount of real drama and conflict to the relationship between Anthony and Kate. It added a good amount of relationship. It was a very solid barrier as to why they couldn't be together. 2, I rationally knew that obviously Anthony and Kate were endgame. This is a romance novel. I'm not stupid. I know they're endgame. But within the confines of the show, if you kind of just turn your brain off for a second, it genuinely did feel like he was gonna choose her sister, because it was just the way that the show portrayed his choice was really interesting. I just felt like it was a lot of fun. I know it was between two sisters, and that was probably like a little bit weird. I have a sister. It would be weird if we were both fighting about the same person, but it added so much oomph to it. And there was like so much drama to it. I just really liked how like Anthony genuinely, I think, wanted to marry the sister, but like he loved Kate, you know? And it was because of the struggle between like duty and love, and also the fact that they were sisters, and also the fact that like her sister like fell in love with Anthony, and like everyone was all just like in a hullabaloo about it, and there was the whole society thing and how like everyone's gonna judge them, and the queen was involved. And I just like the parts where like they would literally like sneak off and do just like randomly end up being alone in a room, and would like become close to kissing like 18 times, but they would never kiss, and it built up so much tension because they would never kiss because of her sister. So like it actually built up so much like actual tension between them because there was so much longing and want, but they were restricted. So it added an extra layer of tension. When they're like in a room, in the library scene, for example, like where they're literally so close to each other and they're there, it's like the middle of the night, and like Anthony's like all over her, but they never kiss, and it's because like one of them always stops the other one, and it's like they just can't control each other, but they're trying so hard. Like there's this willpower behind it, and I like that uncontrolled, like they try so hard to control it and to like keep a mask on and to like not show anyone, but they're so in love they can't do that. It's cute. I like that. I like that trope. I liked how like Kate had a genuine reason for not wanting to be with Anthony. I didn't fully understand exactly like why it would have been so bad for Anthony to marry Kate versus her sister, because I understand that like her sister was, I guess, of like more noble British blood, but at the end of the day, like I needed a Viscountess, so I'm a little bit confused as to like why like it was like such a big deal that he married the sister. I understand that he started courting her and that like in this society you should like follow through, but like I feel like he followed through so much more than he needed to, mostly for the drama. I'm not complaining. The wedding episode was so dramatic when she dropped her bangle and he went and he like put it up, put it on her arm, and like staring into each other's eyes. So dramatic. I'm not complaining. I'm literally not complaining, but it just felt like the excuses for him to continuously like want to like marry the sister, who, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, okay? I can't. I understand the obligation, but it just felt like it got so far. And then Kate was the one pushing him to it, and just was like, oh my god, like guys, at some point you gotta say no. At some point you don't need the Viscountess this much, and Kate can just literally be your Viscountess. But like another thing, I guess, is like Kate was very clear that she didn't want to marry. So again, Anthony probably thought that she wouldn't want that, which like fair enough. But as they were growing closer and closer, I feel like he could have asked the question a little bit sooner, because he only tried to pop the question after like they had hooked up. And so then to Kate it felt like it was an obligation to him to do it, not because he loved her. And so in lies why she kind of like fled and said no. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I just feel like this love triangle was supreme for just drama entertainment value. Like it was so stupid and over dramatic, and everyone was like not doing their part except for the sister, who was just like so oblivious and just wanted to have a husband. The lies, the deceit, the drama, the looks, the wanting, the tension, the fact that it's her sister. Oh my god, it added so much zhuzh to it. Like Daphne and Simon feel weak. Like their love story feels weak compared to this love story, which is just like there's so much more oomph. Like when I turn to a shitty romance show or a novel, this is the type of shit I want to see. This is the type of drama. This is the type of complicated interrelationships that I want to see. I want to see a love triangle where it's two sisters and then the one dude's really bad at handling his shit and has to choose between duty and love. I love that. That's great. I love that so much. I also really liked how like Anthony, despite all of his flaws, was like not a bad guy. Like I think that he was just struggling a lot like with his responsibility, and then we got the backstory of his father's death, which I'm going to talk about at a different point because supreme. But I liked Anthony as a character. I feel like I liked how Kate and him were kind of in similar situations where they always put others before them, but they also felt resentment for that, like the building of resentment. Like Anthony constantly puts his family first, and then like though he continuously does it, and though his family doesn't really ask for it, he still builds that resentment because like he's losing so much. Like he doesn't want to marry at the beginning of the season, but like his mom is making him basically marry, and like he feels dutiful to do it. And like he's doing it for his family, and it's like he doesn't. I remember like at the beginning of the season, he legitimately sucks. Literally says verbatim, "I want her to have half a brain." And it was funny because me and my coworker who were watching that were like, "What?" And then every single time Anthony would like say something that wasn't half a brain, or like he wanted someone smart, we'd be like, "But Anthony, you said you wanted someone with half a brain. Pick a lane." But like he kind of started off kind of like sucking, honestly, and not really giving women a lot of chance and really having like a fickle view. But you can kind of see that he's coming from that of a place of like apathy for his situation. Like he doesn't want to be courting these women, so of course he's going to be apathetic and not great to them. Like he doesn't ever like hurt them or anything. He's just like very apathetic. And it's like, you can understand, like he doesn't really want this. He's not putting his full heart in. He doesn't really see himself truly finding anyone. And so then like when he sees the diamond and she's like nice, he's like, okay, let's fucking do it, you know? Like she's nice, she's pretty, she's the diamond. It's a status symbol. I need a Viscountess. She'll make a good wife. Snatch it up. And it's not even about love. And like he'll continuously push and avoid his feelings for Kate, and Kate will do the exact same until like, you know, the boiling point. But it's because like he genuinely just didn't go into this looking for love. He genuinely thought he wouldn't be able to find love. So you can see that like his kind of actions towards the sister, she had good intentions. It was Kate that didn't have good intentions. And Kate was also pushing for a marriage, but she was not pushing for the Anthony marriage, and it was because of her feelings towards Anthony that I think she was resisting it. But she made it seem as though she just didn't like Anthony as a person, and that she didn't like want her sister to be with him. But like that was the perfect match for her sister, for the goals that she had in mind. Like she needed her sister to marry so that they could get like her step parents money, because they're kind of like desolate and they need money. So like she was kind of manipulating her sister and not telling her, and Anthony was kind of using the sister, and the sister genuinely was in it for love, and that was the problem. That's why they split up. I think it's nice that like after the sister walked out on the wedding, Anthony came and talked to her, and she like was genuine with her. He was like, I think you'd make a great wife. I think that we'd be great together as like partners. I think you're the diamond and I'm the Viscount, and I think it's a good pairing. And I did this for these reasons. Like he doesn't lie and tell her that he loves her. Like he's like, I understand you instead. And it's like that's like shitty to hear because she was in love with him. But it was also like nice that he was truthful, because in that moment, up until then, he hadn't really been fully truthful. So it's good that like instead of like saying literally anything to make her stay for that marriage, like Clayton from The Bachelor to Susie, instead of, or Gabby, literally anyone, Clayton just fucking sucks. Point being, instead of just trying to say literally anything to make this marriage happen, Anthony realizes that the truth is what counts, and the truth might not be the best, but in that moment, like, he stepped up and said it. He was like, I still think we should do this wedding, but here are my reasonings for this wedding. If you do not agree, that's fine. But like, at least he didn't lie. you know? Like, I guess that's, like, for the best. However, he did tell Kate that he would, like, if he married his sister, he'd be, like, constantly trying to cheat with her. And Kate was like, oh. But yeah, I mean, like, the entire situation is so complicated and muddled, but it actually made for some great entertaining TV. At least it did at 4 a.m. on my overnight shift. I can't say upon rewatch, I don't think I'll ever rewatch season 3 or season 2. I will watch season 3. Who knows, maybe I won't like the love story that season has. I don't know what Bridgerton kid it's gonna be. This relationship was good. This relationship made sense. I liked the love triangle. I don't usually like love triangles. I liked the drama that it brought. I really liked Anthony and Kate too. I thought they had great chemistry. I thought they had really great on-screen chemistry. I really felt like they liked each other, that they loved each other. I could see it in the longing gazes. Like, it was good. It was really good. The actors did a good job. I just really liked their relationship. It was good. I needed like it was a ship that I could latch onto, whereas I couldn't latch onto Daphne and Simon the same way. Second reason, I fucking love the backstory of how the father died. And this is such a stupid reason to love this season so much, but when I tell you, it was the funniest thing I had ever seen at like 5 a.m. at my job. Oh my god. It was fucking hilarious. It literally, me and my coworker could not help it. It was so funny. I mean, maybe we're just over exaggerating. We were like, are we even gonna find this funny later? And I still kind of find it funny. I find it funny how funny we found it too. Like, that's how, like, it's more like vicariously, like, I find it funny how much fun we had and how we found it so funny in the moment. But also, like, I can look back and say, like, it's funny. It just added a lot of entertainment value. Like, it was so funny. And I know that they weren't trying to go for funny. I understand that. Basically, and we see how Anthony's father, so the Bridgerton's father who is dead, how he died, like the origin of that, how Anthony became the Viscount, the head of the family. Basically, he dies of a bee sting. Like, he has an allergic reaction from a bee sting. And I just want to put this out there. I am not making fun of people who die of allergic reactions. That's very serious. Okay, I understand that, like, modern medicine has made it so that like people don't die of allergic reactions anymore, and that's great. I know that people used to die of those things, and that's not laughing matter. I'm talking about purely Bridgerton's portrayal of it. Nothing else. I'm talking about this fictional character's death. I don't ever want to make light of anyone's death via bee allergy, which I'm sure has happened. No, I'm just talking about Bridgerton specifically. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen, okay? I don't know, like, that episode was just so funny. So basically, they go into the gardens, and it was also really funny because I called it. Like, before the bee stung him and he died, I called the bee killing him. So what ends up happening is they go into the garden, and they're picking flowers for the mom. And so they're grabbing flowers, and there's this bee, and I was like, that's very suspicious, and the camera like focuses on the bee. I like to pick up cues like that. Like, as a director and a filmmaker, when you are setting a scene, you like to focus on important details. So it was like weird to me that the camera focused for a minute on this bee, and I was like, that's a bee. And I know that all the animals they used were CGI, so they CGI'd in a bee for some reason. So I was like, okay, interesting. So then the bee comes up and is like kind of like going about the dad, and I was like, I turned to my coworker, I was like, oh my god, like, he's gonna die of bee sting. And then he gets stung, and I was like, oh my god, wait. And then he just gets an allergic reaction and he dies on the spot. Like, it's like 2 seconds. And obviously this is very traumatic for Anthony. I am not saying it wasn't traumatic for Anthony, but it was funny for me, the viewer. We died. Mostly because I called it. I don't know how. I called basically 90% of the predictions I made about Bridgerton while watching this with my coworker were correct. I don't know why. I don't know how. Maybe I unlocked a secret power at 2 a.m. It just killed me. It just killed me that he died via bee sting. Like, it's so random of a death, like a way to die. And like, it's so funny that like the scene was just really funny to watch. Like, it was just so automatic, and it was just like, oh my god, like, it just shocks you to your core because you don't expect someone to die via bee sting. like, you don't expect their death to be like via beast. Like, I thought he maybe died of like tuberculosis or some shit like that, but like bee sting, oh my god. Like, and then okay, we couldn't help ourselves. Like, we just found this so funny. So we were making jokes about how like maybe he's traumatized from bees. Like, when he sees a bee, he like freaks out and he like can't have honey, and we were just killing ourselves. Like, it was so funny to us, which like also adds to just my enjoyment, because it was just like a really fun viewing experience. But then we get to the end of the episode, that same episode, and Kate gets stung by a bee in front of Anthony. And Anthony just like flips out. Oh my god, it was so funny. They're like, this bee just like comes out of nowhere and like stings her over the heart. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding. Like, she's got her dresses open like this, and the bee stings her over her heart, and Anthony's flipping out. Like, he thinks she's gonna die, which like, fair enough. I don't know if he truly understood what happened on that day when it came to the bee sting. Like, I don't know if anyone ever explained to him allergic reactions, but he genuinely thinks she's gonna die. So he's like flipping out, but she has no idea why he's flipping out about a bee sting. And she's like, I'm fine. She like puts his hand like over the bee sting and then like cups it, and they're like just staring in each other's eyes, like breathing, and he's like freaking out. And again, I called the PTSD bee thing before it even happened, but also I don't know how to tell you, it was simultaneously the best piece of television I have ever seen and the funniest thing I have ever seen, at least in that moment. That episode made the entire season worthwhile. It was so funny. I don't know who thought this up, but like, give them awards. I'm not even kidding. I have never been so entertained by a show. I mean, I have. I'm being a little bit excited, but this is like one of the most entertained I've ever been by a show, is this fucking bee sting plot. Like, it's actually so funny. Like, I know it's not meant to be funny, but I think it's funny. And it killed me, and it made me love season 2 so much. Like, it's like one of the reasons why I genuinely advocate for season 2, because I just find the bee sting so fucking funny. Like, it just sends me, I don't know why. I just have like sense of humor, but it was just really funny. It's like the same way that the yassification of Pinocchio is just the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I can't even explain why. You just know it when you see it. That was this bee sting. I just thought it was freaking hilarious. Anyways, and then Kate finds out later that like Dad died via bee sting and understands why he freaked out. It was good. Oh, it was great. So those were the two things that really made my enjoyment of the season good. Third thing I'm just going to talk about briefly. I liked a bit of the side plots that were going on. I enjoyed the Eloise and Theo plot line. I thought they were cute. I liked that she was a little rebellious girl. I liked the Penn and Colin plotline, sort of. I was like halvesies there. I genuinely don't know what they're doing. I don't know what Colin's doing. I feel like I don't really like it when like it's not even a will they won't they. It's just so unclear what Colin feels. Like, he just flippity flops all the time. Like, first he's saying that Penn's not a woman, she's just Penn, and you're like, okay. And then he's out here being like, you care for me so much, and I just like love that, and you're very special to me, and like blobbity blobbity bloop. And you're like, oh, okay. So like now he's kind of like started to develop feelings for her. And then at the end he's like talking to his bro group, and he's like, no, I would never date Penn. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. But honestly, I liked some of their scenes. I think they're cute. I know that they're gonna get their time because I know that they're endgame, but like right now I'm like, they're definitely like beating around the bush too much because they know that it's not their season, so they can't get together, which is like funny to me, but also like it makes me really frustrated because I feel like we could just keep flip-flopping back and forth. So I don't know if their season's gonna be next season, but like it would be nice if it was, so we could just get that out of the way so they could stop having the flip-flop back and forth between like Colin liking her and Colin not liking her, so they can like keep them ready and steady for their season. I liked Kate and her sister's kind of like sisterly bond. It was nice to see. I know that it kind of got destroyed in the end, but it was kind of repaired. But it was just nice to see, like, going in, how much they really loved each other, especially because they were half sisters. And I feel like we don't get a lot of sister rep in TV, so that was nice. Eloise and Penn's relationship was as usual, nice, cute. Again, we had the Lady Whistledown problems. We always do. I don't know. I just felt like this season was very entertaining, and there was a lot of like just random shit that happened that was like actually so funny. Like when Anthony and the guy who was hitting on Kate fell into the lake. Again, I called that, but like it was just so funny that it happened. The fact that Penelope, when she's going to be Lady Whistledown, speaks in her Irish accent, like the actress is Irish, she's done Derry Girls, and the fact that she speaks in an Irish accent when she's Lady Whistledown is hilarious to me. I don't know why, no explanation, none given, it was just funny. The fact that the Queen is just fucking insane, funny. I didn't like that Daphne kept randomly showing up and they didn't say anything about where Simon is. I don't like Daphne. That's probably why I didn't like her randomly showing up. She annoyed me. I didn't care about seeing her baby. I liked Benedict getting his art thing. I realize I've abandoned the list. I don't know, this is a mess. I liked Benedict's little art plot line, but also his little art plot line was like kind of bizarre to me because like it was like he was in like a Dorian Gray novel. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it looks like he looked like he was at a paint school in Dorian Gray. I'm not complaining, but it just, that's the vibe I got. It was very, like, removed from the rest of the show. But another thing that really bugs me about Benedict is I get gay vibes from Benedict, and I just feel like it would be nice if they just made him gay. Like, he just keeps, like, every time I think this painter boy going to his sexy painting school is gonna like find himself a sexy man and doesn't, it hurts me, and hooks up with random painter girl or model girl. I don't know, make him gay. Petition. I get gay vibes. Make him gay. That's my qualm with that plot line. I feel like he should be gay. Like, make one of the storylines gay. Benedict is right there for the taking. I feel like he's gay. Just putting it out there into the world. He's at a Dorian Gray paint school. He's gay. What else? I liked that they CGI'd all the animals. I thought that was funny. I also liked how the CGI was kind of crummy at times. So like it was very obvious they were CGI'd. Like it was, I'm really glad they didn't use real animals. Like besides the horses. Also, though, someone saved the horse from the ball scene. Well, like the first ball. There's many a ball. Many balls. The first ball that they go to, the horse in the background looked like he was having a really bad time. Like he was like jumping up and down and like not following his cue properly. I hope he's okay. Speaking of loving animals, Newton was beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, love him. He was the star of the show, truly, stole it away. I hope that he continues to be a part of this show. Would die for him. Would take a bullet for him. Love him. I just really thought that this was a very entertaining season, whereas I really didn't feel the same way about like last season. Like, do I think the Lady Whistledown plot was good? No, but it's never been good. This is the problem. They revealed Lady Whistledown too early, and then they had her speaking in an Irish accent when she was Lady Whistledown and doing like a bunch of covert shit, and then Eloise was still trying to find her. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of Lady Whistledown plot, but I'm not here for the Lady Whistledown plot. Like I feel like in this season, Lady Whistledown meant very little. Like I understand she's kind of like a gossip girl. Bringing it back to Gossip Girl, I watched 6 episodes. I'm basically an expert. She's kind of like the Gossip Girl, but I just feel like she doesn't, like, I don't know. She's not the intrigue of the show for me, if that makes sense. I don't really care. I'm purely here for a romance. And I think this season delivered with Anthony and Kate. I think this season's romance was superb. I think it was 10 times better than the shit we watched last season. And I'm very hopeful that next season's romance, hopefully it's Penn and Colin so we can get that shit over with, or Benedict and his gay lover will be treated the same way. I think it's good that they took a step back from having so much sex and really focused on the actual relationship and making it a nice slow burn, because then you build up a lot more tension than just having them fuck immediately. That was the problem with Daphne and Simon. They were so quick to get together that the tension that they had there was very short-lived. We as the viewer, I wasn't aching in my heart the way that I was with Anthony and Kate when they weren't together. Like it didn't like I wasn't anxious to watch the next episode because I was like so bored. But this one I was. So I just felt like, for me at least personally, this love story was better than the first season. And yeah, anyways, that's it. I don't know if this video made any sense. I don't think any of my videos make a lot of sense, but that's okay because it's just me talking into the void. And if you watch Bridgerton, tell me which season you preferred more. Like, and if you preferred season 1 more, like, tell me why. Like, I don't know if it was like, I don't remember it being very good plot-wise either. But like, maybe there's something like about Daphne and Simon that you liked more. But if you like season 2 better, like, good for you. No. But yeah, let me know what season you preferred, because I'm always curious. And yeah, I didn't think I was gonna watch it, but I'm glad I did. It was like really entertaining, and it was just fun. I like watching fun, stupid TV. Not every TV has to be good. Sometimes it just needs to be entertaining. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Bye. I don't know why I did that. Bye.